Hello, everyone. Welcome to our show. This is Dolphins Chatter with Dolphins Thirsty and Digging in the Trenches. Welcome to the episode of Dolphins Chatter, where all things Miami Dolphins matter. You're going to make sure we talk every topic you want to talk about on the Miami Dolphins, whether it's about the past Miami Dolphins, the current Miami Dolphins, or even the future with some of these young players that we have recently added to the roster. And we're going to cover all of that and see if we've made enough moves to compete against the Buffalo Bills, knock them off the crown, and to stay ahead of the Jets, who's added Aaron Rodgers. But with no further ado, I'm bringing in my co-host. Good morning, Justin. I hope everything's out there in Colorado's doing okay. It's all nice here in Florida. So how are you?
I'm good, man. I'm good. Yeah, it's beautiful. Another beautiful day. It's it's my wife's birthday today, so I'm gonna take a little hiatus and take a day off, play some hooky myself, and spend some time with her and do things, with your wife.
Yeah,
Other than that,
hey, no, you
man,
gotta earn those wife points, that's for sure. So that's good to hear.
absolutely.
So that's nice. So tell her what's her happy birthday from everyone at the all Dolphin Island here.
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah, absolutely, man.
So with that said, we will try to keep it short so Justin can go out there and hang with the wife. But anyway, so let's talk about some of where we are. It's kind of slow right now until June
Yeah.
1st. It's not going to be really
No.
moves much on the roster. So let's talk about touch up and see if we've done enough in your book to overtake the Bills or stay ahead of the Jets. So one of the big moves, yes, it's not a player acquisition, but it is a big acquisition for the Dolphins. Is fans getting what they wanted in Vic Fangio to be the defensive coordinator. People were calling for him last year. It didn't work out, but now we've added Vic Fangio to the defensive coaching staff, which should be a big addition. So, Justin, what's your take on that move?
Um,
I know you told us before, but moving forward, tell us one again.
moving forward with that move, like you guys already know what I think about Coach Vic. He's one of the best defensive coordinators in the game. He's got a model of consistency. He's been doing this for years. I don't think he's ever had a defense go under top 10. So I think we got the right guy. I think you're yet to see some wrinkles of his defense, like he likes to do some things. I've been hearing some rumors about excuse me, about Jalen Ramsey playing some safety. That makes the Cam Smith signing all that more prevalent. That's if Cam Smith actually picks up the defense, which I think he will, and moves over to the other starting side, boundary corner. Then you can move Ramsey around, have him play the extra safety in the defense. You could have him play that star rover role, robber, stuff like that. Move him around, which then leaves you with Jones and Elliott. You can move those guys around too as extra dime, nickel, maybe even. I like to use them more like a linebacker and bring them up and make it look like you're in like a cover two, and then bring them up to the line of scrimmage. Now it's a cover one, and you add another linebacker. So just like a jack, like we do on our team on the Longhorns, the jack backer and the strong safety are interchangeable. So they're both basically the same position, but when you move one up into the box, it's a jack backer. When you move one back, it's a strong safety. So it's interchangeable. It's the same thing with this defense. So you're yet to see some of the wrinkles that he's going to bring into it, and it all comes from player personnel. Um, I think you'll see some of the linebackers, like I think we talked last week, have some improved play overall on film and on the statistical side of the game. One I could see being Jerome Baker. The other would be David Long if he could stay healthy all the way through the season. You see a picture of him right there, number 51.
I know, I agree. I hate that disclaimer, but
It's
about
true
staying
though.
healthy. But it is true though, because that is one of the knocks on him. But if he
Yep.
does stay healthy, he is a big addition to the
Yeah,
Miami
that's it's
Dolphins. It would
true.
be a
It's true. Like, but you could say that about all the players, couldn't you?
I know you can really say that about everyone. That
Everybody.
is 100% true. But I
So
know, he kind of got a knock. His former head coach kind of even took a little shotting part at him, saying, "Oh, he was like a regular on the injured list. He's a repeat offender," I think is the term he used. So
yep.
hopefully he comes in with a chip on his shoulder. I mean, Malik Reed could be a surprise in a Vic defense. I really believe, he could be
I
a
agree. I agree.
so because he didn't do much in Pittsburgh, but when he was with a Fangio defense in Denver, he put up some of his best career numbers and was a surprise and was producing as well as Chubb was actually in that defense. So he could be a surprise. So that's what I'm hoping for, of course. And then we're going to move to the draft class. This is where Justin's wheelhouse is. He knows these prospects better than almost. Oh, good morning, G man, and
Oh,
welcome.
there's my dog. There's my dog. Yeah, waked and baked. I already did that part, bro. Then I've got my coffee in me, and now I'm ready to talk Dolphins with you guys. What's up? G-Man's my dog. That's my dude right there. We're gonna use your pink jerseys this year when we do post-game shows. G-Man, people who didn't play good will be like, and he deserves a pink jersey. Instead of handing out badges, we'll be handing out pink jerseys.
Well, we would hand out badges too, though.
Yeah,
So
yeah, yeah, yeah.
we got to be fair. And
I just
G-Man, if
thought
you
that
wanted,
was
you can
funny.
contribute to who you think's get the pink jersey. Yes, we'll
Who
probably
didn't play
offend
up to
some
par?
people. We might offend some people, but we would just say, well, it's all for breast kissing awareness.
Yeah, absolutely, dude. Not only that, but it's just we're just poking fun at them. Like they can come back and have a better game.
Yeah, no, exactly. So anyway, let's go. This is your wheelhouse here. I know Cam Smith, you loved him. Yes, you were probably a little bit surprised, but you weren't. You were less surprised than most Dolphin fans because you had heard rumblings that the Dolphins wanted to improve their defensive backfield, not maybe only for this year, but for future years, because some of our defensive backs are getting a little up there in longevity. So you always have to have an eye on the future. As fun as it is to have a short window to win now, you still need that eye on the future to move forward. So anyway, now I'm talking for you. So what do you say about this draft class, Justin?
Well, it's crazy. Look, we only had 4 picks in the whole draft, but I think they did the most they could with the picks. If you take the Cam Smith into consideration, real quick, pink jerseys for the players. If a coach is most responsible for loss, they get a pink headset.
We
Oh,
can
G
make
man,
that happen.
you're the man, dude.
G-Man, you got to
I
come
agree.
with us during the season, though, G-Man, to make sure you're a loyal viewer and give us who
Yeah.
you
Oh, he
think.
is, dude. He's the man. G-Man's my dog. But back to Cam Smith. I think the best player on their board fell to them, and when they were like, "Oh wow, look, he's there." I think there was a press conference where Chris Greer told Mike McDaniel he's going to be there at pick 51. Trust me. And Mike McDaniel was like, and he was right, and he was there at 51, and we were ecstatic. So they went for Cam. I've heard some rumors about him being maybe not like the toughest guy or like has a diva perception to him and like a persona about him that's a diva like, but I don't believe it, man. I think he's more of a dog and he's more of like a cocky guy back there that I would take it because he plays cornerback and you have to have that kind of an attitude like, yeah, I want the ball thrown to me, go ahead, throw it my way so I can make a play on it. That's the kind of persona I get out of him. I've listened to a couple of interviews with him. He's a legit player. They got lucky right here. I think it's going to add to the back end right there. Ender in the house. Good morning. What's up, Ender? Rob, he said, thirsty fam. Justin, awesome to have you here, buddy. Thanks for stopping by. But also, it solves 2 needs at once. So not only did you get the best player available, but you also got a position need. I don't think it's a need this season, obviously, because of what we have, but moving into the future. So this is a building block for the future. Howard is getting up there in age. Ramsey's no spring chicken either. Then the back end of the roster, you figure Creon Crossing, Igbo pretty much should be on his way out, I would imagine. And then Justin Bethel's not really young as well. Leaves you with Cater Kohu and Nick Needham and maybe some Trill Williams. Yeah, bro, absolutely, G-Man. Cam Smith is a long-armed ball hawk. Like in my write-up, dude, he will bait you, hawk you, or knock you. He'll even swat the ball down, too, if he's not able to make a play on it with both hands. He's got impeccable ball skills. Not only that, but he's got great technique. He's got the head movement is very he doesn't move his head at all. So when he drops back, he's able to get his eyes back in on the quarterback good. Not a lot of movement right there. But when you look at the rest of the corners, I mean, we don't have a lot of longevity there. So they filled 2 birds, what I think with 1 stone right here, because now they'll be able to use Cam Smith going forward whether they decide to move off of X or not, or whatever they decide to do later down the line, they have flexibility at the position now. The A-Chain pick, we already know about that. You've heard me talk about A-Chain for a while.
Oh yeah,
now.
I'm off the chain excited
Yeah,
for
I am
Devon
too. I am
A-Chain.
off the chain, A-Chain, excited to see this guy hit the field. And the reason why is because he's lightning in a bottle, you guys. He literally can score from anywhere on the field. He offers you special teams ability as well, and value there, because he can also act as a punt returner, which he scored on, I think, a play at Texas A&M. So that's going to give you the ability to use speed out of the backfield with two players now in Mostert and A-Chain. And then you're going to be able to also have Hill and Waddle. That's awesome.
No, I agree. I'm really looking forward to it. So, guys, if you're joining, you're wondering why we're rehashing the draft picks, we're just doing everything to get caught up. We're trying to come up with the conclusion whether the Dolphins have done enough so far this offseason to rank ahead in the division of the Bills and the Jets and the Patriots, seeing where we stacked up against them. So we're just retouching on all. We've already touched on Fangio this morning. We've also touched on some of the veteran free agents that we brought in, and now we're touching again real quick on the draft class. But make sure you like and subscribe, and thank you as always for joining. And anyway, but no further ado, go on, Justin.
Yeah, definitely like and subscribe to the channel. Tell a friend and tell another friend. But the A-Chain pick, honestly, it's like a Swiss Army knife, you guys. And I think in my write-up, I referred to him as such. A Swiss Army knife, meaning this dude can do everything. He can tote the ball for you like as a bell cow. You can kind of give it to him again and again and again. He'll carry it, right? Not only that, but he can be an explosive, dynamic, like dual threat weapon, as like a gimmicky type player. Say you line him up in a slot, then you run a jet sweep with him. Say you have two slots and you're running four receivers and one of them's Berrios. You could run a reverse out of that. See that now you have Berrios and him. It gives you a kind of a more options in the slot now to take pressure off of everybody covering Hill and Waddle. And then it's, oh God, this offense could be really sexy, because then you could get someone like Anderson to come out of like his shell, right, and rejuvenate his career. Now he can play the X or the Z, and then you can move Waddle into the slot or Hill into the slot and move them as gimmicky players around with A-Chain in the
No, that'd be speed to burn. That'd be so much fun.
And then you have Berrios too in the slot. You could really do this with the team. Like Mike McDaniel's very creative. He could come up with like this, like triple option slot back being involved with it. You never know what you're going to get. That's why I'm trying to tell you the tight ends aren't like, it's not like this thing we're trying to use like a Kittle. We don't have a Kittle, bro. We don't have that, okay? So we need to get off of it. We need to get off of it completely. Like,
just like we don't have a Debo either. Everyone's saying, "Oh, we're gonna have a Kittle and a Debo." We just don't have those guys. So, but he's gonna create his own style here. McDaniel is gonna get his own guy, and people in the future, when they hire one of our coordinators, they say, "Oh, we're gonna have the next." A-Chain and the next, all these guys. So that's what we're going to aim to create.
Well, you figure in that offense, like you're talking Debo, that's their trigger man, right? That's the dude they like to use in numerous different ways, whether they throw him the football or whether they hand him the ball out of the backfield or throw it to him out of the backfield. That's what they like to use Debo, right? Well, we got a guy who can do that. In fact, I think you got maybe two or three of them. The Higgins guy is that guy. He could be, I know he's a little bigger, you know what I'm saying, and not as fast as you can, but he can line up in the slot. He can line up in the backfield. He can line up down low at the tight end position in line. He can line up at a Y. He could flex out. He can do all of that stuff, right? Sounds like Debo. A-Chain can do the same thing, though, you guys. A-Chain can get into the slot, play it. He probably flex out to one of those X or Y positions. He can play running back. He can't play the tight end spots, but he can play the rest.
So with that chain of thought on A-Chain, A-Chain, whatever you want to call them, do we move away from Dalvin Cook rumors after June 1st, or do you think those going to cook up and heat up after June 1st, Cook to Miami?
It's crazy. After we drafted A-Chain, I wasn't really thinking about Cook no more. Like, I was like, it's an afterthought now.
Right.
But I'll be honest. If you get a chance to get someone like that, like say they released him after June 1st and he clears waivers and all of that garbage, and you can offer him a new contract, plus we'll have the money coming off are on the books from the Byron Jones thing because June 1st, blah, blah, blah. Plus, we'll probably make some more moves, so we'll have the money. I would definitely consider still doing it. And the reason why is because Mostert and Wilson are Mostert and Wilson. And you can guarantee one of them probably getting nicked up, a hurt knee.
Right.
Or
Good back, but you can't count on them for a 17-game schedule.
So
and then
if you
a push into the playoffs. And, of course, we all want to get to that big game, roll the dice in Vegas, have the Miami Dolphins play the last game of the season in Vegas. That'd be perfect. That'd be a perfect place for the Miami Dolphins to finally end their go out to Vegas and Sin City and bring us back a win. It'd be the greatest thing ever. And yes, Dalvin Cook is off the hook. And I like that one. And then Barrios is from the U. That is right.
Yes,
but reminds me of congrats to the other South Florida teams down here doing well in the playoff. The Panthers Florida Panthers hockey team are up 3-0 on the Maple Leafs in the second round of the playoffs.
Jimmy Butler.
The Heat seem to be in control of their playoff destiny right now. So that's doing well. Now, come on, Dolphins, no pressure on you, but all these other teams are winning. It's time to step up to the mantle and start winning for Dolphin fans because that's where my blood runs. I've always been born and raised down here, but my team's always been the Dolphins because I was young when the Dolphins, I was already like a teenager-ish by the time the other teams started coming around in the sports. I was already late teens, early adulthood by the time they were popping around. So, the Dolphins are what I learned, as a kid. So that's the team I want to win. It's nice to see the other South Florida team win. I don't even root for the baseball team because I'm a Red Sox fan, as you know. So it's because those are the two sports I love the most, football and baseball. There was no baseball team when I was a kid, and I stuck with the Red Sox. So, but that's enough of that. Yes, Jimmy Buckets, man, I agree. It's fun seeing the local teams. If it's not, like I say, I'm not in the diehards. I'm not going to be 10. I'm going out there saying I'm a diehard fan of the teams, but they are the local teams. So I'm happy to see them doing well and put a little pressure on my Miami Dolphins to say, God, we got to keep this market and win some damn football games, So let's go out there and win. But it's good, especially the hockey story is really fun because Heat have done this before where they've had good runs in the playoffs. But the Panthers, this is like, this is new territory. This is fun stuff. So
no, it is. It's awesome. That's why when the Avs were going through it last year, you seen me just getting all bought in. Like I was super bought in when they won. I'm surprised I wasn't more emotional, but it's just kind of something I expected they needed to do after they got so far. But I'd love to see the Dolphins get on a run.
Oh my God, please. I'm going to cry like a baby, like I won it. You would think, does this guy play or is he tied with the organization? Did he make the pick? No, he's just a fan.
Right. Hey, that's okay, though.
But that's how much I just love that team.
Like if they want to get to the Super Bowl or even have a chance to make noise, they just got to do a couple of things to make, damn, G-Man, you're talking my love. Heat Nuggets finals, please.
Yeah. Oh, no, see, I think you knocked him out, man. Just hoping that.
Fine.
So, there you go. You're back. You almost.
Yep. Even to go to the finals, I would feel so blessed, honestly.
No, I mean, like I say, it's a lot of fun, but the only two teams I have a passion for are the Miami Dolphins and the Boston Red Sox. The two teams that would get me like, oh, man, it just is what it is. And don't forget, guys, you are watching Dolphins Chatter with Justin and Dolphins Thirsty. And there you go. There's some Dolphins Chatter for you.
There's a dolphin for you.
Yeah, so, and every time, we have to have that little bit. I got to get used to playing my little Dolphins Chatter there because that's what we do. He's telling you don't want Jimmy B because, he's telling you that he's going to beat them down. So.
Oh, I wouldn't doubt it, man. Like, I like Jimmy. I would love the Nuggets to get a hold of someone like that, my man. Fins have to hope to go.
Fins have to. Yes, I agree on keeping Tua healthy. That goes for every season. We need to keep him healthy for sure. And it's funny. One of my best friends on the planet is a big Orioles fan, and we're both South Florida kids that just picked teams as a kid because we didn't. He's the same age as me, but he stuck with the Orioles all those years. I stuck with the Red Sox all those years. So it's funny. Though we had the Marlins, but that is funny.
It's funny that he brings that up. So let's get back into the Dolphins talk a little bit more. Like the Dolphins line is the biggest.
Yes, that's the big question mark.
Football. Yep,
I know the names before you even say them. You want Fleming or you would settle for a Brandon Shell. You want
Honestly,
Weisner. You want a few people. You would be happy.
Rob, right now, I'll settle for anybody, dude. You could sign DJ Fluker, and I would think we won an award. So I'll be honest with you, we need more linemen, bro. You need more shakes at the tree down there. And I honestly think I know what they're trying to do. I think their plan is Austin Jackson's probably going to start at right tackle until we bring in someone to give him competition like we talked about. But I think the rest of them are all going into competition at left guard. So that means Liam Eichenberg, Feeney, Hayes, Horst, the other kid too, Jones, you put down there, even Cotton. But you say the odd man out, probably going to be Cotton and a couple of those rookies to get cut. You're looking, we need to sign a tackle.
Back it up, Ben's podcast. If you have anything going on Dolphin-wise, if you have your own podcast, reach out to me. I would love to partner with people, promote you on my website, do all kinds of things. If you got a podcast, we can work together. I'm just trying to grow. I do this for fun. Don't make a penny from it. Don't charge people if I promote you on my site. It's all fun. Let me know. You can hit me up on Twitter. I'm Dolphin Thirsty. You drop the S at the end of the Dolphins, but I'm still super like the Dolphins. But Dolphin Thirsty at Twitter, hit me up, and you can DM me there, or you can email me at dolphinsthirsty@gmail. I would love to do a partner page with you. Back it up. So back it up, Ben's podcast. So that'd be cool. But anyway, so back, I didn't mean to cut you off. I just, trying to network a little bit there.
Yeah. Network away, bro. You got to do your thing. Yeah. I mean, pretty much that would put a wrap up on what I have for you. You got maybe a couple of the undrafted free agents that might be able to make the team. You might get a surprise in there from some of those undrafted free agents. You never know. Someone like Vandenberg or Agood, or someone like Bonner comes on. Now you got another corner, or Keandre Smith maybe comes through and starts playing really well, and Fangio likes him, and next thing you know, they want to keep him. I've been hearing some people talk about maybe even Julian Hill making the team on the back end of it. If he was going to do that, he has to beat out Tanner Connor. I already know that Jake Bailey's going to get ran for his money with the Matt Turk. So that's the biggest position battle I see coming out of all the undrafted free agents.
I know another early favorite among people, and it's funny because that's who I liked right away, was Aubrey Miller.
Oh, I was just going to mention him. Yeah, Aubrey Miller would be.
Some people think he has a good, legit chance to make the team. He's going to have to contribute on special teams, of course, and but if he can help, I think he could be a good fit for the Dolphins.
If he's going to make the team, he's got to beat out Duke Riley or Channing Tindall or Malik Reed, but I don't see him playing outside. I see him playing more off-ball, middle linebacker, like inside.
Okay. Yeah, I think, like I say, so, these are all – every year it seems like the Dolphins find at least one guy from the undrafted free agent. So I think as Dolphin fans, we get a little more excited than some other fan bases about the undrafted free agents. But, normally one or two women sometimes. Well, one step. We got a couple guys that are quality performers on the team, and two of them in the defensive backfield that are, been undrafted over the years. You got Needham, and then, of course, last year's sensation, Peter Kovu, who came in and, yes, of course, he had some rookie flaws, but he would have been drafted in the first round. He would have had some rookie flaws. Overall, though, for an undrafted free agent coming in, being thrown in competitive football games for a team that was competing for the playoffs, you can't really expect much more from him than what he gave the Dolphins last year.
I'll be honest, man, out of all the names that are on that list, besides Turk, because I think it's a given that he probably takes Jake Bailey's job, there's two names that stick out to me that I'm like, yeah, those guys are going to compete for a spot.
And you want me to put the name back up there?
Oh, it don't matter. I know who they are. It's Garrett Nelson and Brandon Peely. Those two guys, I think, are going to get spots no matter what. I'm just saying what I think from where we're sitting right now, from what the tape is showing on those two, and from the positions where they would fill. I think it's a no-brainer. And the reason why is because Nelson is like a defensive lineman, like end tweener, and you know what I mean? Like he can play some 5 tech and he can play some 3 tech. And that's what you need right now, because behind Wilkins is Jalen Twyman.
Yeah. And
So
some
you
of these
put
guys
Jalen,
maybe make the practice squad if they get cut on the first, on the first go
Sure.
around, and hope that some teams, it depends what they do during the preseason, because if they stand out during preseason, they're not going to be able to sneak them onto the
nope.
practice squad, because other teams are going to say, oh, this guy's going to be, they would just keep him on their active roster for the whole year to keep him away from getting him back. So,
Well,
it really depends how they do. But if they're just okay, but, they show promise, a whole bunch of teams will probably just stick with their own guys at that point to put on the practice squad. But if he goes out there and kicks butt, that's what happened with Skylar Thompson last year, because he ended up playing so well in preseason, they were afraid to put him on the practice squad because they thought some team may poach him. So, it's the same thing could happen.
I was going to say, like, they tried to get slick last year with Garrett Nelson's teammate, Ben Stilley, or whatever you want to call him. Ben Stiller is what I called him. They tried to get slick with him and put him on the practice squad. He got poached about like week 8, week 9. So if you do try to do that, every once in a while, you might lose the assets that you were trying to gain. So, like, someone like why Nelson makes sense is, like I just said, he can take the spot behind Wilkins. The reason why Peely makes sense is because he can take the spot behind Davis. And you'll have guys that are interchangeable to bring in to help you, because if you don't bring them in, you're going with Jared Bronson behind Raekwon Davis, and you're going with Jalen Twyman behind Christian Wilkins. That's why you need to go get Akeem Hicks and bring him into the mix and be like, okay, now you can compete against a veteran.
No, and then he's the back it up Bins podcast saying they can offset a beat line with quick hitting passes and utilize your speed. Do you agree or disagree?
Yeah, but I would rather just have a good line and not have to offset a weak line.
Yeah, I know. Of course, that's the ultimate. I agree with you on that one.
Not only that, but they're gonna offset the weak line by using the 2 tight ends, bro. That's why they have them. The Smythe, Sibbert, even Connor and Higgins can both block. I think they're gonna run their offense. They're not gonna try to offset anything. They're going to try to get the most production they can out of a right tackle, whoever it may be, and the most production out of a left guard, whoever it may be. Because the other 3, I think you know what you're going to get.
Yeah, no, I agree. So let's just hope that come June 1st, they got a little more money, maybe an extension of Wilkins will free up some money before that date. Because I'm afraid some of these guys that you were kind of circling maybe for be good at this in the Dolphins start going off the open board because other teams have money to spend and we don't right now. So we're kind of handcuffed. So unless they're willing to wait, but you know how that is when it comes to money, no one wants to wait. They could say, hey, man, we can get you, but you just got to wait till June 1st,
Yeah, it's going to be June 1st, if anything. Me and you have been over the names 1,000 times. The Dalton Reisners, the Brandon Shells, the Cameron Flemings, the Trey Turners, the whoever really plays offensive, the DJ Flukers, whoever's out there to help us play some line and maybe compete for a spot would be great, because it's just going to help us figure this puzzle out. I will say this before I have to get out of here and go do my thing. I will give you this closing nuggets. We could talk a little bit more Dolphins, obviously. The best thing that could happen to this football team right now, like something that could be, oh my God, this came out of nowhere and it's a blessing in disguise and no one's seen it coming, would be someone like Ryan Hayes to pick up really good, really fast in camp, start showing that he's a versatile offensive lineman with quicker feet even than I thought, and maybe can jump out there and surprise some people and play some left tackle. You need a left tackle to play backup versus, or, in the case Armstead, if and when he goes down, because we know he's going to go down. So you need someone that you can put back there. I know we have Kendall Lamb. I know he has experience back there. I know he can take snaps too, but I'm talking more for the future, like next year and beyond next year. Like, the best thing that could happen for the Dolphins is someone like Hayes, Jensen, Tunstile, Horst, Steven Smith, someone like that to pick up as a tackle and be developed and be able to come in and play starter reps.
I agree. That sounds like a correct answer. Good job. I like it. It's much better than when we go wrong.
Bad answer, bro.
Yeah, you don't want that. You want the good old correct answer. So anyway, I know it's your wife's birthday, so if you want
Yes,
to
sir.
drop out on me, that's fine. If any of you guys want to if you want me to drop a link and you want to join the show today, I can do that. If not, I'm going to wrap up pretty quick here too, because I don't think there's really much more to discuss. But yeah, we didn't even get to the conclusion where I wanted to get to today. So right now, as we sit here on May 8th, 2023, about 19 weeks before the NFL season starts.
19 weeks.
Yeah, has the Dolphins done enough to possibly win the AFC East, to unseat the Buffalo Bills, who have been the beasts of the East for the past few seasons, and to stay a step ahead of the zooming Jets, who have added Aaron Rodgers? So right now, as you stand, without knowing that maybe more moves are coming post June 1st along the offensive line, maybe even a running back, what do you think?
Oh man, you put me on the spot with this thing, kind of. I'm a big Dolphins fan, man, and it's hard to take your biased opinions out of it. But
Yeah,
when you really get a look at everything that's going on out there, I think we've done enough to kind of keep up with the Joneses and the
right,
Jetses, the Billses per se.
right.
But what scares me, and I see, look, I'm kind of agreeing with G Man. No, they need to upgrade the offensive line. I agree, and the reason why is because, let me say this: do we have someone who can stop Dalton Kincaid? No.
Yeah.
Do we have someone who can stop Josh Allen out there on the edges from running around on us? Is Aubrey Miller that guy? Like, we
Well,
don't
if
know.
David Long stays healthy, he's good in
Yeah, he
coverage.
could do it.
Yeah,
Absolutely. Let's see. Let's see it. Show me though. You know what I'm saying? Like, I need to be shown this stuff. Honestly, like, I like to say yes that we can keep up with them, but I'd like to see the offensive line shored up enough more. Like, Aaron Rodgers is bringing in all his guys, and they're going to be running the Green Bay offense over there in the Jets. And they don't scare me as much, but I know they got a great defense and they're adding great draft pieces to it. So yeah, they're building. They're moving forward. They got Quinn Williams. They got Quinn's brother. They got their defense is nasty. And anybody who don't think their defense is nasty, you're crazy. They got Sauce Gardner. They got players on players. So yeah, they're a force to be dealt with. And I remember last year, everybody's like, "Oh, the AFC East, or excuse me, the AFC West is going to be so difficult to play against." They got
that's going
Carr
to
with
be
the
for real in the
Raiders.
AFC East. I agree. I
And
agree.
now it's the AFC East that's the big dog of the NFL. And I'm gonna be honest with you, I don't think it changes anytime soon. I think the best division in football is our division. It's
Yeah,
the AFC East. It's hard. You go back to the quarterbacks. Who's the best quarterback in the AFC East right now? Right now,
I know. Well, right now you have to say Josh
Josh
Allen.
Allen, the
Yeah,
next best quarterback, and he just got here only because of his pedigree and his background and what he's
yeah,
done.
Aaron
Aaron
Rodgers.
Rodgers.
Yeah,
After that, it's right up Mac Jones and Tua. I'll take Tua. But I'll be honest with you, then you got Mac Jones. He's no scrub either. He can play, he can make reads, he can throw the
yeah.
football. The division is really tough. So what I'm getting at is you
Burnt
need to
sauce. Well,
make
I hope so. It's burnt sauce. We have to see.
we
But he
just
is
need to
good
we
though.
just need to keep stacking on. And I'll be honest with you, we need more beef up front, not
And it,
just on the offensive line. But if you really want to get over the top and you really want to do something, go trade for a legit right tackle. Go get you a left guard like a Trey Turner, and go add a good veteran that's cagey and wants to win like an Akeem Hicks. Some line of scrimmage beef is what you need down here. We have all of the skill position stuff you need already, besides maybe a tight end. So I'll be honest with you, man. Yeah, the AFC North is beast as well. Yeah, they're really good, bro.
I mean, that's what I'm saying. Not only is the AFC East brutal, then you get through the AFC East, get to the playoffs, but then you still got the Kansas City Chiefs, the Cincinnati Bengals, you got the
Everybody can.
Ravens,
Yep.
you
The
got
AFC
all
is
these
loaded.
teams that it's like, yeah, okay, pat you on the back that you won the division this year, but guess what? Now you got to get through this gauntlet of
See,
teams.
and that's what's crazy, even more crazier about Aaron Rodgers coming to an AFC team. You were better off in the NFC
Oh,
trying to
I
get
agree
back
with
to
him,
a
and that's
Super
why
Bowl,
everyone's
bro. Like,
saying I agree the Jets have gotten better. I'm not gonna, deny that. But the fact that you're saying that just because Aaron Rodgers is going to come here is like the Jets are zooming to the Super Bowl, and
no,
I just don't see it because he couldn't even get the Packers. Other than I wish Marino had just won one Super Bowl, but in fact he was on very good teams and he only won the one Super Bowl and got to the one Super Bowl. So it's just he hasn't advanced much in the playoffs. So I don't know why do you think he's going to take the magic pill all of a sudden down here in New York. I mean, I know the argument is he has more talented roster than he's had the Packers, but the Packers. Yes, last year the Packers did not have that talent, but prior
right.
to that, the Packers were pretty stacked, you know. So, and I mean, they were the number one seed just the prior,
It's
you know,
true.
2021. So, you know, and he didn't get, you know, they were a first round exit. So I don't know why they just think he's coming in and automatically they're going to be like the Super
I don't
Bowl
know.
favorite for the AFC. I just don't see that. That's where I
Me
don't.
neither. Me neither. Yeah.
Well, I mean, they're good. I'm not going to deny it. It's not going to be
Right.
when we go up there and they come down here. It's not going to be any give me game. That's another thing, guys. Check for our Dolphins release schedule.
I was just gonna say the same thing. The release schedule's coming out here soon. We could get together and do a
Yeah,
show
we
or
get.
something like
We
that.
won't go win loss because that's, you know, it's kind of a fruitless. But we will go like, ooh, tough or whatever, you know.
Yeah.
Saying any game, because any game you say is a loss, you could easily win them like 28-0, and then this game they're saying, oh my God, man, you know, whatever. You know, or yeah, the opposite way. Oh my God, this is a breeze. Just start looking forward to the next week.
Right.
Boom, that team's going to come in and knock you in the mouth and
That's
beat
what'll
you
happen.
in the NFL. So it's just like you can never look at those schedules
Right.
ahead, but it's fun. We all do it, so we can do it. But it's just going to say, don't take it with a grain of salt, guys, when we do it.
It's true.
So because if we don't have any, no, you know, we could be saying we have no chance, and you know, Kansas City could lose a great player before, you know, the week before we played them and whatever, and then everyone's outlook changes. So you never know to start the season. So,
Right.
but you know, it's all fun week by week. Let's just hope that, you know, the Dolphins and all teams stay as healthy as possible so we get the best product on the field to watch, and it should be a fun, competitive AFC. Yes, I do believe the Dolphins have one of the most talented rosters they've had for years since, you know, it gives me hope again. But I also look around the AFC and realize, man, a whole bunch of teams have a really competitive roster. So it's just not like one or two teams and everyone else competing. It's a whole handful of teams that can make a rightful case for being the best in the AFC.
Damn
And
right.
right now, I say Kansas City because I'm old school. So until someone takes the crown from Kansas City, they're still the champs. The champions in the AFC East, the Buffalo Bills. So when someone takes, you know, snatches the AFC East crown away, they're the champs. The Bengals are still ahead of us because they have a recent Super Bowl and, you know, beat the team we couldn't beat in the playoffs. They beat Buffalo, you know, fairly easy. The following week, you know, yes, I do believe Miami, but, you know, would have, could have, should have. If Tua would have been healthy and blah, blah, blah would have been healthy, we would have beaten Buffalo, but they weren't. That's football. So we got to move on. So hopefully, though, we are going to let Justin go here. Any final thoughts on your wife's birthday? Oh, it's another day for my family to celebrate a little bit. My son is working as we speak on his first day as an intern at Northrop Grumman in Melbourne, Florida. You know, he has to go back to college. He's just in his second year, but he got a summer internship and he's excited. They seem like a good company. We went up there and visited him and saw him. Obviously, it's a very secured security because they do all kinds of defense stuff and whatnot. But we got to see the outside. It looks like a huge, so he's excited. He started this morning. I can't wait to hear from him later today to see how he's doing.
Oh yeah, man. Like I'm just gonna spend the day with my wife and we're gonna go do what she wants to do and you know, princess her up and let her do her thing and, you know, give her the things I've got for her. And we're going to put a spin and have a good day and then keep going, man. Hope the Dolphins get everything done, locked down. I'll talk to you guys a little bit later. Thanks for having me by.
All right, you'll drop out and I would do my goodbyes for like and subscribe. Justin, thank you. We'll do another show either tomorrow, one day this week. We won't set. I will get with you later. Tell me when you can roll and we will roll.
Yeah, I got practices on Tuesdays, Thursdays, games on Saturdays. So any of those other days, I'm good.
Okay, so maybe a good. Well, we can do. All right, sounds good. See you later, Justin. Tell the wife happy birthday.
Asking me to come on too. The Longhorns players want to come on and talk football.
All right, yeah, no, yeah. At Friday, if you want to do it, we can do a football Friday with the Longhorns.
Yeah, bro. I'll talk to a couple.
Make sure you tell that crowd because you know there won't be many Dolphin fans that want to hear about the Colorado Longhorns semi-pro team that Justin's defensive line coach of. They're fun, great bunch of guys, but you know,
awesome,
there's a couple Dolphin fans in there that's on his team, so there is that. But anyway, so yeah, we'll do another show with that.
All right.
So no worries. All right, Justin, tell the wife happy birthday.
All right, I will. Later, man.
Hey, Anthony. No, you didn't really miss anything. That he has to go. It's his wife's birthday, and I'm just going to do a shorter show today because he's going to be out and about with the wife. There's really not much to talk in Dolphins land, but I just don't want to be forgotten on here. So we decided to roll with a show today. Make sure you guys check out dolphinthirsty.com. And if you guys have any content for my site that you think would be good content for my site, let me know and I'll put you guys on there. Anthony, it's always a pleasure to have you in here. Of course, yeah, this is Dolphins Chatter. We changed the name from Dolphins Daily because it's just not enough to talk about every single day right now. For the maybe during the season we'll go back to Dolphins Daily, but we've changed it to Dolphins Chatter. So there you go, Justin. We are Dolphins Chatter now, but it's always Dolphins talk because, you know, all things to the Miami Dolphins matter on Dolphins Chatter. And nice way to put it, G-Man. Sorry, I can't look at the camera that much when people are commenting. No, Anthony, the Dolphins offensive line still sucks. Now you're caught up. That's from G-Man, Anthony, answering your question. So hopefully we do something by after June 1st, I should say. And your son is a Gator. Your son is a Gator. If you ain't a Gator, you're a Gator. I didn't see that. Yes, G-Man. That is true. So, yes, he's a Gator. And right now, no, he's doing his internship. So it's all cool stuff. But anyway, guys, unless you guys have some Miami Dolphin news that I've missed while here, not on social media to give you guys the best of my attention, we can call it a day. And like I said, if you guys have a podcast, anything Dolphins related, and you want to be on my site, please reach out to me. It'd be fun, and we can network together and grow this Dolphin fan base up so we all have fun when the Dolphins move on. And of course, G-Man, now we will be looking forward to the regular season because G-Man's going to have his awards, or I don't know, the awards. It's like, what's the opposite of an award? You know, he's going to have his ugly performance of the week award. There you go. I have Bengals 49ers Super Bowl for the third time. Yeah, a lot of people were predicting that one last year again. No, I remember those years back when I was younger. That was a Super Bowl. 49ers always somehow, of course, came out on top. But yeah, there were some good Super Bowls back in the day. One of them was played down here in Miami, I know for sure. But other than that, you know, it's a very tough. I agree to a lot of people sleep on the Bengals for whatever reason. I guess just because they didn't win the big one a couple of years ago against the Rams. But I mean, they're a very good team with a very good quarterback, and you know. But hopefully the Dolphins can step up to the mantle. It only takes one game once you're in there. So guys, fins up, and you guys all rock. And that's going to do it now. Since my co-host with the most, Justin, had to drop out. Make sure you like and subscribe. Join us often. Check out dolphinthirsty.com. All things Dolphins. So if you're thirsty for Miami Dolphins content, that is the place to go. I'm adding stuff all the time. I've been a one-man show for the most part, but I do have an article coming up there from a guy that loves fantasy football. Fantasy football is not really my biggest thing, so I asked him to write an article about like the way too early look at fantasy football from the Dolphins running back perspective. So I'm looking forward to see what he has to say about that. So that should be another fun thing. Like I say, if you guys have anything you want on my site, we can partner together, get it up there, do YouTube shows together, and promote the heck out of your show. It sounds like a plan to me. Let's see. I see one more comment. Fins up. G-Man, I will for sure go probably wait. I would get with our message later. I don't know. I will put it up on here when I decide. I would try to do one tomorrow, but there's not too much Dolphin stuff. So I may just do a very short one, but definitely Wednesday and Friday. I plan to do one Wednesday and Friday mornings. I plan to do one if everything goes accordingly. And I may have to change the time up because I have something I have to do Wednesday. So I'll let you guys know by setting them up early so you can see the shows coming up. Anyway, guys, that's about it from this end, unless you guys have thank you, G-Man, as always. It's always a pleasure to have you come to the show. And that goes for all of you guys. Thank you. Fins up. Go Dolphins. And we have this thing.